Greetings, mortals. Welcome to Neshae Reads SCP-3950, Full Throttle AXOLOTL. I've been on an AXOLOTL kick lately because they're super adorable, and my girlfriend informed me that there was an AXOLOTL SCP, so I had to look it up.
Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. All 13 SCP-3950 instances are currently contained within Area 12's Parasology Wing inside a large freshwater tank, and fed twice monthly on a diet of earthworms. Interaction between SCP-3950 instances and personnel is otherwise to be kept minimal, to allow the former a proper environment for rest and recuperation. Withdrawal of SCP-3950 instances for tissue sampling is currently restricted to personnel of Level 3 security clearance or higher. Description: SCP-3950 designates a subspecies of Mexican salamanders, each approximately 0.6 meters in length. Prior to containment, the SCP-3950 instances had been dressed in identical latex suits of various colors, with FTA printed in black on the right breast. SCP-3950 instances have displayed an increased rate of regeneration, approximately 50 times faster than their non-anomalous counterparts. Scar tissue is present throughout every instance's body, particularly centered around the hind legs, head, and gills. Furthermore, SCP-3950 instances appear able to survive in open air for a currently indeterminable amount of time. Since being removed from their suits, SCP-3950-1 through 13 have displayed higher levels of containment and overall physical health. Addendum 3950.1 Recovery from the Department of Intelligence. Individual SCP-3950-1 through 13 were recovered from the home of POI 5591, formerly known as Sean Mulligan. Mulligan was apprehended at a family gathering, the remaining participants of which have been administered Class C amnestics, and brought in for interview. He had been charged with 2 counts of animal cruelty 4 years prior.
Am I fixing to want to kill this guy?
Interviews suggest that Mulligan was game hunting by the river, armed with a rifle, and spotted 3 or 4 instances of SCP-3950 as he was traversing the bank. Unable to identify the creature, he panicked and fired 1 round into the head of SCP-3950-3, as evidenced by the scar tissue located by its left eye.
You shot a small salamander with a hunting rifle?
The wound rapidly healed. Mulligan proceeded to capture all 13 instances and house them within his garden shed. Purpose: Mulligan intended to utilize the size and regenerative properties of SCP-3950 for a traveling stunt circus attraction, dubbed Full Throttle AXOLOTL. Within his residence were several custom-built miniature motorbikes bearing the logo, elaborate props, including hoops, ramps, and steel knives of various lengths, additional latex suits for each performer, and approximately 100 printed leaflets detailing the event. The following text is taken directly from the leaflets in question. SCP-3950-1 through 13 have been designated in order of appearance.
Full Throttle AXOLOTL Drive Tour Guide with your favorite acrobatic and prevent score just 99 they have made the world famous get recorded ready his testos he soars right on the hotron used by the war you about literally like the music feel the blow about the battlefield will go pounded get low out of the frying pan bitch you the fire walks yellow just to look swallow white toxic without great thickness west circuit free wrapped in faith trapped in a watertight box. How will we make his great escape? Princess Purple married Princess look the other way as Purple Basil Saru with her bread painting acrobatics a grinning smile. Boy, play all down in every place. But for the foot drop, but tagline you lonely dive into sleep. Will they make the splash or will they hang out? But she makes fear the smiling team tonight. Join in manufacture critical light. Twister Twine, Chamber, Pectoral, cannot. His magic prince will wow you silly. Fully blast the Robin, the thing of the ring. Never to challenge his fiery death. To the see Grim take a break from the action. Let Grim soothe your sepsis with the voice. Feel the thought better. Can you make the food without a smile on your face? Farmer Brown and Hardy Nano to take the room. To watch the master of explosive glass. For self-dismissal to restore your viewing. Pleasure. Gallon, gold on 9 in China armor. Cool will save the deadliest of beasts to save his gal in distress. None other than the gorgeous Princess Purple. Silent, silver, place of mystery. Grand Canada neck, shrouded alien expected. Who's next on this? Slick, silver, talk, salad, and her lid.
Of note, SCP-3950 and 10 showed significantly fewer signs of injury in comparison to other SCP-3950 instances, the latter featuring only one small scar along their chin. Mulligan is currently contained within one of Site-114's humanoid residential chambers until further notice, with an interview being arranged at the earliest possible convenience. Addendum 3950.2 Interview Date October 28, 2017 Subject Sean Mulligan Interviewer Dr. McLaughlin Note: Subject had been in Foundation custody for 3 days prior to interview. Door opening. Dull scraping sound as Dr. McLaughlin seats himself.
Mr. Mulligan, I trust you've been kept in good comfort.
Wasn't expecting the Ritz, but it did an alright job. Good food. Not like what you see in the movies.
Well, this isn't a prison, per se. Consider it a necessary measure towards your own safety. Safety being something you appear to pay little attention to.
Silence. McLaughlin clears his throat.
The salamanders, Mr. Mulligan. We'd very much appreciate an explanation. Why did the things you did, rather than, for example, contact the authorities?
Money. Fame, perhaps. What, you want a sob story or something? I did it because God gave me the opportunity to do so.
Thumping. Subject apparently hit the table with his fist for emphasis.
I could have gone all the way to Broadway with an act like that.
I don't doubt it. They are remarkable creatures. You claim to have seen them moving towards the back and shot in self-defense.
Sounds about right. What of it?
This is what frightened you? Not to be a cynic, Sean, but this was apparently in broad daylight. And our research has determined your creatures to be no quicker than a standard member of their species. Would you like to tell me what really happened?
Yeah. You got me. I shot it, alright. Is that what you wanted to hear? Aimed square at its dopey little melon and pulled the trigger, and it just heeled right over. Well, I'd planned on stringing it up on my porch and flogging it off to the highest bidder before. But now I had a bloody goldmine on my hands. Ever heard of a flea circus, lad? Little automated thing, round and round it goes, make you believe there are these tiny little bugs living in their own little world. Loved them to bits when I was a boy. So I made my own. With a bit of a twist. See, people love performing animals, but you know what else they love, Doctor? They love gore. They love crunching bones and spewing blood. They love beheadings. They can't help but look away from their goggle boxes when some poor, dumb gets stabbed in broad daylight, or when an old lady gets splattered by a train. So, I fit my product to that demand. I guide my little beauties.
You blame, what, an audience, on your actions?
Oi, didn't say that. Nothing to blame anything on. I did what any bloke worth his salt would do if he stumbled upon a bunch of disposable stuntmen.
Then what about the ones who don't perform at all? Purple and cream?
All for the show, Doctor. All for the show.
Right. I think we're done here.
I can go home now?
That's not my decision to make. I'll contact my superiors as soon as possible. For now, you'll stay under our custody.
Note: POI 5591 promptly returned to his designated chamber. Further interviews are currently pending approval. Concerns regarding staff composure and professionalism have led to Dr. McLaughlin being permanently removed from the subject's interview rota.
Oh yeah. The urge to stab is strong.